Okay, guys, we are in the last installment of the Merry Makers Handmade Christmas for 2025. This is pattern number 52. I cannot believe that I did it. I've got 52 sewing patterns for this year, so I've averaged one a week. I tried to get these last few out a little bit earlier so that you had a little bit of time to get them done before Christmas if you were going to use them for Christmas gifts. And this is the perfect thing to put those gift cards in. So this is the Easy Peasy wallet. So it looks like this. A little snappy wallet. You can slip your little gift cards in there. And I am going to make a version that I'm going to use some ribbon to make a loop so you can hang it on your Christmas tree to put gift cards in. But you can also use this as a wallet. So this is very similar to my snappy wallet pattern that I have on my website, but this one is way easier to put together. This one's not quilted, so it goes together in, you could probably do this in 15 minutes. So maybe not the first one, but once you make a couple, this is going to take you no time at all to make. So let me show you what you're going to need to make this cute little Easy Peasy wallet. You're going to need some quilter's cotton. So I have some Christmas fabric here because I'm going to make these to put gift cards in. You're going to need some fusible interfacing. Now this is a more heavyweight fusible interfacing, not anything lightweight. I lost the package, so I don't know the exact name of it, but it's a decent weight of fusible interfacing. You're going to need the pattern, of course, because it comes with a little template so that we can get these rounded edges nice and straight and evenly rounded on the flat. You're going to need some pins or clips. You're going to need your paper scissors to cut out your pattern, your fabric scissors for your fabric. You're going to need some sort of marking pen. This is a friction pen. As always, you just iron over this and it disappears. You're going to need a little ruler. For the version that has the little loop on it, you're going to need some sort of ribbon. You could also use like a little scrap of fabric that you have kind of folded in on itself, so it has no raw edges. You could use bias tape. You could use twill tape. You could use elastic. I mean, like, just use your imagination. All you need is a little piece to make like a little loop. You can also, if you're using it as a wallet, use that little loop to put a key ring on or a carabiner, and then you can hang this from your keys so that you have your ID and your credit card with you with your keys too. You're also going to need a plastic cam snap. I got this set from Hobby Lobby many moons ago. I don't know that they carry this anymore. I didn't see it in there the last time I was at my Hobby Lobby, but you can definitely order it on Amazon. I will link a set down below. You'll need the little cam snap tool and then the plastic snap. So I have my white ones in here. So I'm going to use that. And then you'll need matching thread, your sewing machine, all the regular usual stuff that you need to sew a project. So first things first, we're going to take our fabric over to our ironing board and we're going to fuse the fusible interfacing to the wrong side of our fabric. Fuse it with lots of steam, get it stuck down nice and not, what am I trying to say? Fuse it down really well so that when you manipulate this and flip it inside out, that it won't loosen up from your fabric. So lots of steam. Go press this on the back side of your fabric and then I'll meet you over at the sewing machine. Okay, I have fused my interfacing onto the wrong side of my fabric really well. And now we're going to take our ruler and we're going to use the measurements in the pattern to measure up from the bottom edge. And we're going to create a line going across. And the way I like to get my line to make sure it's going straight across is I will use one of the inch marks on my ruler and I'll line that up evenly with the edge of my fabric. And then that way I know that my line is going straight across and not kind of wonky like that. So we've got our line drawn. And now we're going to take our bottom edge and we're going to fold it up to touch that line towards the wrong side of your fabric. And then I like to use one of these. This is called a point turner. I have them on my website. They're really good for creasing your fabric, and then you can use them to poke out corners whenever you're turning something right side out. So we've got this folded up to the wrong side of our fabric. Now we're going to flip this over and we're going to feel where that crease is, and we're going to fold back towards the right side of our fabric on that line again. So you're going to end up with an accordion fold on the end of your fabric. So one more time. Fold up to that line on the wrong side of your fabric, flip this over, fold up on that same line right on the edge of your fabric towards the right side. Now we're going to take our top edge and we're going to fold it down to touch that bottom edge. So you're going to have right sides touching, so you should only see the wrong side of your fabric. And I'm going to add a clip on either side just to make sure it stays closed. And then I'm going to crease this top edge up here just so it'll stay a little flatter. Now you're going to take your pattern piece and you can cut it out along the dotted line to get your template. Now I left the seam allowance on this edge so that I can just line it up with the edge of my fabric and trace it this way. That's a little bit easier than trying to center this evenly on here. That way it has the seam allowance built in. So you'll just hold that on there or clip that on there. I'm going to move that clip out of the way for a second. And now I'm going to trace this. We've got it even with the bottom of our fabric down here. And then we're going to trace right along the edge. And this is going to be our sewing line so that we can get these corners curved evenly. So I draw it around to where I've left the seam allowance on this pattern piece. And then I'm just going to take this and flip this over and even it up with this side over here. And line our curves back up with my markings. And then I can finish drawing it down this side. Okay. And add my clips back on. Now, I am going to add a loop onto mine so that I can hang it from the Christmas tree. So I'm just using a little bit of ribbon here. You can use whatever to make a loop. I normally, for my snappy wallets, I like to take a little piece of fabric and I will just fold it's much smaller than this. I'll fold the raw edges in and then fold it in half again, kind of like bias tape, and then I'll stitch down either side to make a loop like that. This piece is too big to do that with, but you can make a loop like that, or you can use ribbon or whatever. And whenever I use ribbon, because it's polyester, it melts. I like to run a lighter over the edges so that the threads don't unravel on that. So I'm just going to take this little loop and the folded in, I'm going to stick it in even. Let's see. I'm going to stick it in even with the top of the pocket like that. And I'm just going to leave it sticking out just a little bit so that it'll get caught in that seam really well. I think I cut that little loop 4 inches long. So that's an optional thing to do. I'm just adding that loop so I can hang it on a Christmas tree. Okay, now we're going to take this over to our sewing machine and we're going to sew right along that line. Okay, so we're just going to sew right along that line. It's right at about 1/4 inch seam allowance. And back stitch really well at the beginning and end. And when you're going around a curve, if you will just let the machine feed your fabric and you just kind of guide it around, you can get much smoother curves that way. And go slow. Instead of trying to force your fabric around, that makes a much smoother curve. Oop, my clip got caught on the side of the sewing machine. Okay, and then I'm just going to sew all the way down and back stitch at the other end. Okay, now we're going to take our fabric scissors and we're going to trim the seam allowance. I like to leave this little tab in here. That way I know that the end of my ribbon won't pull out of it. And I'm going to clip these corners off at a little diagonal right here. Don't cut through your stitching line. And then we're going to trim these curves up here at the top. clip that little corner off in that thread. And then in around where it's curved, you're just going to do little clips like this up to that stitching line. Don't cut your stitches though. That's going to help a curved edge lay a little bit flatter whenever you go to turn it right side out. You're going to reach inside here where your right sides are touching and flip it right side out. And then you can take something like this to roll those seams out really, really well and poke all the corners out really well. That way they'll lay really nice and smooth. Okay, so now you have ended up with something like this where you've got raw edges down here. So now we're going to take our fingers in our pocket and we're going to push it and flip it right side out. And then you can take your tool and poke those corners out nice and sharp. Just be careful and don't poke through your project. I've done that a time or two. And you want the lining down in here to be laying really flat because you've got those two raw edges down in there in the bottom. So make sure you get them laying nice and flat. Now you can take this over to your ironing board and give it a really good press. Give it a little press with this flap folded down to where it'll stay down nice and tight. And then I'll show you how to put the snap on. Okay, isn't it turning out so cute? Now you can hang your little Christmas tree hanger from here, hang it on the Christmas tree. If you're using it as a wallet, you can add a carabiner or a key ring on here. But first we need to put our snap on. So in order to do that, I'm going to open the flap back up and I'm going to fold this in half, matching up the edges. So that way I know where the center is. And then I'm going to measure down, do it on this side. I'm going to measure down 1/2 inch. And that just happens to be where that little white dot is on my fabric, is right about in the right spot. If you need to mark where your snap's going to go. But since mine is right there, I'm just going to put it right there on that little dot. So these kits come with a tool like this that you can poke a hole through your fabric with. It's a little scary the first time you do it because you're poking a hole in it, but you can also use this as a stiletto to move fabric through your sewing machine. So I always keep these handy. So you're going to poke a little hole through your flap all the way through. And then they have lots. I have other stuff in here too, but they have 4 different parts, or well, actually 3, but you need 4 different parts for these snaps. So you need 2 of these pieces that are like the button that have a little spike on them. You'll need 2 of those. And then you'll need 2 of these circles. You'll need a big one and a small one. So let's see if I can get a close-up of those. So I don't know if you can see that. There's one big circle and one smaller circle. That's what's going to snap together. So once you've made your hole, you're going to push one of the button spikes through that hole from the front to the back. So from the outside to the inside on the flap. And then I like to use my fingernails to make sure that this fabric is smushed all the way down flat on there. And then you're going to put one of the circles on. And then you need to make sure that you have the appropriate size die on your machine, or a little contraption thing here, because it does come with different size dies for different size snaps. So make sure you have the right one on here. You're going to put the flat side of your snap into that, making sure your circle is on there, and then you're going to get a good smush. And that is going to smush down, I don't know any other word for it, the little plastic spike on the button, which is going to hold your circle on. So now we need to put one on this side. So I like to just put my flap down, and then I'm going to lift it up and kind of figure out where it needs to snap at. So mine's just like right beside that little snowflake right there. And now you're going to poke a hole into this. Make sure you're only poking it through the front side of your pocket and you're not going all the way through your pouch. So poke it from the outside to the inside and don't let that go through the back. And then you're going to take this one and you're going to do the button from the inside through that hole to the outside. because you want the other half of your circle to be able to touch this snap. So push that down on that snap really well. And then put the other circle on. Make sure that you have a small one and a big one, otherwise they won't snap together. And then you're going to put it in your pliers and do the same thing. Just give it a good smash with your pliers. And then it should snap together. I always like to give mine a couple of test snaps to make sure they work really well. Sometimes if you don't get that center smashed down in there really well, they don't snap together. Give that another squeeze just to make sure that it is smashed down in there. So I like to give it some test ones to make sure that they're together. If for some reason you need to take this apart, get some, I always keep a set of like cuticle clippers in my drawer. You can just kind of snip this little part out where you smash that spike down and it'll come apart. So if you need to do a different one on there. But we are done. So let's go look at these two close up next to each other. All right, I have them done. They turned out so cute. I love this like peppermint stripe. I think we got this at Hobby Lobby. It was left over from my daughter's supply of fabric that I have the scraps from when she did all of her Christmas stuff for her booths this year. And I just absolutely love it. So you can take a gift card and you can just slide it in there, give it a little snap, get a little hook, hang it on your Christmas tree. And then they also have a wallet that they can use. So you may want to do these out of like not Christmas fabric if you are giving it as a wallet with a gift card in there. But anyway, these are super versatile. You can make up a ton of these in an afternoon. Literally, once you get the process down, they might take you 15 minutes to make. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas. I'm so excited to be done with all 52 patterns this year. So be sure to check out my website, bythebabagco.com, and see if there's any projects on there that you might want to throw together. There's lots on there that are super quick and easy to do that you could throw together in this week before Christmas if you need last minute gifts. If not, there's some other projects on there that'll take you a little bit longer that will brush up on some of those sewing skills. And if you are completely new to sewing and you've made it all the way through this video and you have just found me, I am Wendy and I am the founder of the Quick Stitch Academy, which is an online sewing course where I teach beginners how to start from the very, very beginning through threading your machine and making some projects. So you can find that on my website too, bythebabagco.com. So anyway, I hope that if you don't already have a sewing machine, that you get one for Christmas. And if not, continue on with learning how to sew different things. It's so much fun. Be sure to keep an eye out on my channel. I am starting a Patreon for 2026. And it's going to have different tiers where you get different benefits or prize levels or whatever, however you want to call it. And so we'll be having monthly projects on my Patreon and then quarterly project boxes where I'm going to send you all the supplies to make whatever our project is for that quarter. So be sure to check that out. It should be starting January 1st. Anyway, hope you guys have a great holiday season and we'll see you guys next year.